Alright guys, how's it going? It is Wednesday, the 25th of October, 2017, and you're watching KopTalk.tv. Hooray. How's it going, guys? You alright? Yeah, it feels like we haven't spoke for a bit. Is it about a week? Maybe not that long. I've just been so busy, guys, you know, and I've obviously got to stick to my obligations with DKB.tv and the members website and the podcast, you know what I mean? It's just fucking so much going on at the minute, and I haven't got as much time as I'd like, to be honest. Oh, sticking to this fucking chair. My lad's are here as well. Rob's here for half term, but we're not. Yeah, he's just on his Xbox, so I can just get on when we work. Like, anyway, how are you doing? You all right? Yeah. So obviously we had that that defeat at Tottenham. We got absolutely battered. You know what, guys? I did something really fucking stupid. It's all my fault that we lost at Tottenham, right? I like a flutter on the game. You know, you know that, don't you? I like to have a bet on each game. Neutral games especially, so it just gives me an interest, you know what I mean? Like, when it's like Bournemouth versus West Ham, I'm like, ah, fuck's sake, I'm watching that shit. But if I've got a bet on it, then I'll watch it, right? So that's how I deal with it. So it could be like £5, €5, 20 quid, €20, depends how much is in me kitty, you know. And in the run up to the game, I was like under a lot of pressure in the like last half an hour before kick-off, and I don't normally bet on Liverpool games because they tend to let me down, all right? So like a knobhead, because I'd won on the earlier game that day, I thought, ah, fuck it, you know, let's go for it. Liverpool, decent price at Tottenham, you know. So I put €20 on, or £20 on Liverpool to win. So there's my fault as to why we fucking lost. But those of you that, you know, follow me on Twitter and that, I also like to do the plus 2.5 market. Yeah, so that's like that means that if you put, say, 15 quid, which I think it was, on plus 2.5 goals, that means there has to be more than 2 goals in the game by any team. 3-0, 2-1, 4-0, 4-1. Do you get me drift, right? So I'm thinking to myself, Tottenham, Liverpool, there's going to be goals in this game. There's no doubt about it. Yeah? So it sounds good so far, doesn't it? So I puts me 15 quid down, because it's what I had left in me account thing. And I put 15 quid, Liverpool. But I hit under 2.5 goals instead of plus. I fucked up, man. It's all my fault. Seriously, the minute it was whirring like that, I was like, no! And it went on. So what that meant, I had to have less than 3 goals in the game by, you know, both teams added together or whatever. And they obviously scored in the first 5 fucking minutes or something. Then that other cunt scored 10 minutes later. I was fuming, guys. You've no idea how angry I was. You know, and you know, so I lost 35 quid on the game, which, yeah, you know what I mean, it's just like, that's betting, isn't it? So I didn't really lose anything because I won it earlier, but just to make a mistake like that, I was fucking seething, honestly seething, and we obviously got fucking tanked, which just made it even fucking worse. So, you know, it's all my fault that we lost that game, and you know, it wasn't, I don't know, it was a fucking terrible performance, wasn't it? If I get the team up here, because you know what, guys, I just want to see, where are we? There's the match reports, there's the confirmed teams. I want you to look at that. So we had Mignolet, Gomez, Matip, Lovren, Moreno, Henderson, Milner, Chance, Salah, Coutinho and Firmino. Now Lovren, do you know what I mean? He had an absolute nightmare, didn't he, the lad? He shut down his Instagram account. I don't know if you know that. He shut it down. He didn't shut it down, actually. It's still online. He took his profile picture off. He deleted his bio, which, you know, obviously said that he was a Liverpool player or whatever. And then the photos that he'd previously uploaded, he turned all the comments off on them, because obviously he was getting slaughtered, you know. And I can't be done with that, guys. I mean, it's one thing to criticise between ourselves, you know, and say, oh, he was shit, or, you know, we need a better centre back. But fuck me, to target them in, like, direct, I think is terrible. And I don't think you're a supporter if you do that. I think it's dreadful. Not for me to, like, judge you know, your level of support if you do that sort of thing, I guess. But I'm just saying I don't think it's very nice. You know, because it's not really helpful, is it? I think he already knows he's fucked up, you know, and what people think of him. But, you know, it's not his sole responsibility, is it? You know, the defence is shit. I mean, you imagine playing with Mignolet or Karius behind you. You've got shaky fuckers alongside you in the back four, right? And you've got no one in front of you protecting you. So there's, you know what I mean? But then again, what a fucking numpty gave him 100 grand a week. I remember discussing this with you at the time. It's just ridiculous. But there's an article, right, on KopTalk.com, right? I don't know if any of you actually visit the website or not. You'll have to let me know. And if you do you visit on does anyone use desktop computers anymore? Like I'm sat at one, but that's because I work at one. But when you're at home, do you actually visit websites through, you know, like your computer, a desktop or a laptop, or is it everything on your phone? Because I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to make an app. You know, we did have an app once, which was all right, but you know, I'm wondering whether I should like do an app for everyone, you know, for Android and iOS or whatever. So I'm kind of like fucking, I don't know. I mean, do people still do that? I don't know. You'll have to let me know. Anyway, whichever way you do it, go to KopTalk.com. There's a section called Opinion at the top. Hover over it, go down to Voice of KopTalk. And there's an article there in defence of Dejan Lovren, right? And in this article, it's obviously like, you know, admitting that, you know, not trying to tell people that you should get off his case, but it's actually saying like what I've just said there, when you, like, you know, the players that you've got, you know, alongside you, the exposure you've got from in front of you, the fucking goalkeeper that's fucking shit, whichever one it is, right? These are all issues that Klopp should have addressed, yeah? Now, not many people might know this, but there is a bit here. Look, it's not just his relationship with the fans that Lovren is struggling with. It has been well documented that the player caught his wife, his childhood sweetheart, having an affair, which is enough to mash anyone's head up. It is claimed that was all part of an attempt to try and squeeze £3.5 million out of him through like a divorce, right? Which resulted in the kidnap of his wife. Seriously, she was kidnapped at gunpoint, taken to woods with a young son, and they were threatened to be killed. This resulted in Lovren being quizzed by serious crime officers in relation to the case, and more recently Lovren claimed burglars had possibly pumped gas into his holiday home as he slept with his family before they made off with jewellery and cash, right? So in the last year he's had some fucking shit going on, you know, in his personal life, you know, which we're only human at the end of the day. So let's just say you've got a lot of stress going on, right? And, you know, I'm not defending him, guys, in terms of his ability, right? I don't think he's, you know, I'm just not, right? But what I'm saying is I'm trying to stop, you know, like, it's not good to go abusing people because everyone's got fucking feelings. And, you know, I'm not a soft cunt. Well, I am really, but I can't admit it online, right? But, you know, he has had an hard time. And, you know, we all ban this YNWA around, like, you know, and these fuckers do. And then they're going on there, and they don't just put, like, you know, you need to play better, son. You know, it's like pure fucking awfulness, guys. Pure nasty fucking, do you know what I mean? And these are people that, you know, support Liverpool. And I just don't see the good in it, you know, what the point of it is. Now, it wasn't too long ago that Carragher, right, suggested that he could be a Liverpool captain. Seriously. It was when Gerrard was coming to the end of his career, and he said, I think if Lovren establishes himself, O'Reilly, if Lovren establishes himself in the team, I think if Lovren, am I can't fucking read all of a sudden? I think if Lovren establishes himself in the team, became a top player by showing the same form he has at Southampton for Liverpool, then in the next few years, when Stevie does decide to call it a day, he will be in contention. You look at him and he has the potential to make a big, powerful impact at the back, and that's what Liverpool need. I saw him at Anfield when Southampton travelled here, and I saw him against Man United as well, and he's outstanding in both games. He got the winner at Anfield, I remember that well, but he looks like an organiser and he looks like a leader. There are a lot of good centre-backs out there, and they'll have different qualities, but you don't get many of that type, and that's what I saw in those games. So, you know what I mean? It's been a bit up and down for me as Lovren, but then if he's had that shit going on in his life for a year or two or whatever, it must affect, you know, because you're not as strong as person mentally. So if you've got all this shit going on and then you've got people in you fucking, you know, criticising, there's no wonder his fucking head's not there. That's the defence that I'm making for him. All right? So, not saying he's a good player, and shit happens, right? I know you'll say that, but fuck me, you know, the lad, what more can he do? In my opinion, he always gives 100%, right? I know I'm not going to be popular with these comments, but he always gives 100%. Now, his 100% isn't good enough. I accept that. But he's not one of these players that doesn't try, right? So, surely that's all you can ask is give 100%. Now, if it's not good enough, then that's up to the manager to address that, isn't it? And it's not him. You know what I mean? Who's going to turn down 100 grand a week? You know what I mean? I just don't think he's a cunt. is what I'm trying to say. On and off the pitch as well, because I've seen him off the pitch. So, you know, Jurgen Klopp has a lot to answer for with that defence, guys. He really does. All this shit about there not being, you know, 500 better centre-backs or something. And also, you know, he got rid of Sacco, right? And it says here, it says, these are newspaper clippings recently. Zaha, what is it? Zaha, the saviour. Will Friday, how do you pronounce his fucking name? Because when I say that, I just think of Kentucky. Right? Zaha, the saviour, but Sacco could be signing of the season. So basically, Zaha, the saviour, that was a match report or something, but Sacco could be signing of the season. And there was another newspaper clipping. Liverpool sold their best defender when Sacco joined Crystal Palace, says Phil Thompson. Right? And he said, our best defender at the start of this season has been allowed to leave. Sacco was our best defender. He was a warrior, a fighter, a battler. All those things, and you saw it at Crystal Palace last season. He was like that at Liverpool. I know there's fallouts in football all the time, but somewhere along the line, you can't cut off your nose to spite your face. You should have made up with the boy. You lose out to Van Dijk for whatever reason that happened, so surely you'll be keeping Sacco. Yeah? And at the same time, Klopp says he's happy with his fucking goalkeepers. They're fucking garbage, man. I mean, well, the only hope we can hope is that Karius gets better. Don't fucking try and counteract me with statistics. But if you look at statistics, them statistics mean fuck all when you're throwing away other fucking games, doesn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? Flapping like fuck. So we've got to hope that Karius can come good. But, you know, I don't fucking know, guys. I'm not convinced. I expected better from Klopp. You know what I'm saying? I do. I support him. You know, I support Lovren, because why would you not want, you know, who would, you can offer criticism but still support. We're just fucking fully grown men, aren't we? Some a bit too more grown than others, you know, but I don't know. And then he says we don't need a fucking striker. It's just fucking garbage, man, you know. So the whole thing is just fucking garbage. So anyway, the fucking Spurs game was a load of fucking shit. I'm basically saying, get off Lovren's back. It's not fucking productive. It's not going to help anything. We've got him for now. You know, we don't want to destroy him any fucking further if he's called upon. You know, and Klopp's got to address this shit, man. It's as simple as that, guys. It really is. So, yeah, I guess that's it in this video. That's it. Alright, let me know what you think. I mean, fuck me, what is even the point of commenting this video? Because there's nothing to fucking say, is there? There's nothing to say. Alright, see you in a bit.